Hey there, welcome to another edition of Eve News, Sports, and Weather. I'm Mike Azariah, and let's just get right to it. In traffic, also known as movement in the alliances, this week we've seen minor changes. Frat dropped about 878 and Initiative gained 430. The movement in Null seems to be kind of slow, and the wars that we really thought were going to build up haven't seemed to materialize. On the other hand, in nullsec, things do seem to be popping. I'm going to put a link down below to the most recent CCP devs having a nice little chat called Nerds. And it is a real fun thing to listen to. It's about a half an hour long, which is a lot longer than my 10 minutes. But if you want to see them chatting about what they see happening in null and in low, that would be a good idea to check it out. They just don't put as many links in as I do. The incorporation, we saw another one of those organizations, Keshig Fleet, going from 1,000 people to 25. So that's a frat corp, and it's kind of might be the major movement that I was talking about a second ago at the alliance level. Was just that one corp has decided to fold up their tent and go home. Uh, Over the last 24 hours, and this I wrote this stuff down yesterday, so it's a snapshot, but it's not today's snapshot. But violence, DOJE2 had 318 ships pop, 252 pods, and SVB TAC RE had 530 ships, but only 37 pods. I don't know why there's that disparity of numbers, that one battle seems to be, we will get you and your little dog Toto too, and the other one is more, we'll blow up your ship, you can fly your own damn self home. But when I was reading that, I realized I've been doing these stats and giving you these numbers, but not giving you the context, because in Eve, loss is real. If a ship blows up, you don't get it back. You don't push some magic button and bing, your ship is back with you. It's 500 in SVB TAC RE. 530 people lost ships. And I didn't go look at all the deaths, but I'm fairly sure they weren't all frigates and ventures. So there was a lot of loss. And there's a quote that should have been quoted to a guy named Kirk Tchaikovsky, but instead Stalin kind of stole it and rewrote it, so he gets the credit for it. But one man's death is a tragedy, 100,000 is statistics. Stalin said a million, but it was the same thing. When you have a large group of these losses, people tend to just say, oh, it's a large group of losses, something happened. They don't look at the individuals having that loss. Somebody, unless the organization has a ship replacement program, SRP, that is an actual loss of hours that you've put into the game to earn the ISK to suddenly have that, or hours you put into real life if you're somebody prone to buying Plex and reselling it to get your assets in game. But that blew up, and there's no magic return. Now, in the game, this means that we have to translate this for the new bros. And we try to tell them, don't undock in something you can't afford to replace, but new bros have no way of replacing anything. That means we scare them into saying, don't undock, which pretty much makes the game poor. Or we tell them, undock, take a chance, and maybe you'll get through with it. There's a lot of stories going through Reddit where you see somebody saying, sure, I got blown up, but immediately the guy looked, saw that I was a new bro, and gave me 5 million to help replace the ship. That can happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying don't depend on it as a ship replacement program in high sec or low sec. When you're stupid, things happen. So the loss is real. Individual loss is real. I always wonder, of those 530 deaths in that one system, how many were the same guy going, reshipping, coming back, and getting blown up again? It makes for an interesting thing if you start thinking about it in terms of how many people were actually there, how many got onto the kill mails, how many had a great time that afternoon saying, we went to battle and we blew people up and it was fun. Because that's what we're playing the game for. At least that's why I'm playing the game, is to have fun. It is not a job. It is not some way I have to get rid of all my extra money that I have lying around. I don't. So instead, this is something that we do for fun. Even when there is a loss, it is still there, and it is still hopefully fun for me and fun for you as well. So this is also why the Magic School Bus exists, is because I'm trying to give players. I had a discussion with a player this morning saying, this is just so that you can lose a ship and not feel like you've lost everything. I gave you a ship. If it blows up today, you lost nothing. You still have what you had half an hour ago, and you have a chance to go out and earn some ISK with that ship. And if you do so, then great. If you manage to earn enough to replacement, even better. But it's part of the game that ships are going to be blown up and somebody is losing something. Now, of course, there's always the idea of the ship blowing up and leaving wreckage behind that has some stuff that can salvage. But if somebody blew you up, there's really good odds they're going to hang around to see if you're dumb enough to come back and try to pick up the pieces, and they'll blow you up again. This has happened to me in the past because I was dumb enough to show up and try to pick up all the pieces. Except it happened quite a while ago and I forgot to even bloody update my clone. Yes, I live in a flight path. Sorry about the airplanes. Uh, when we have a new bro, you try to tell them the ships are like ammunition. They are expendable. They will be lost. They will be used, and they will be used up. The trick is to manage to have your income balance your losses. People who do ganking, they do it with the assurance that they're going to lose that ganking ship if they're ganking in high sec. This is not me going into, we should have a safe space. We should have a place where ganking can't happen. We do. Career systems. If you go ganking in there, the ISD and the GMs will want to have a word with you. Other than that, no, I don't think there should be a safe part of space where people can go and play without being part of the game that has loss as a real thing. That's part of what makes Eve Eve, in my opinion. You may have a different opinion depending on whether you're a miner, a ganker, a pirate, an industrialist, whatever. That's the other fun thing is Eve has a lot of different play styles, and I don't know all of them. I don't do all of them, but I enjoy what I do. I hope that you enjoy what you do, and if you're somebody who partakes of alcohol, I hope you enjoy that too. I'll catch you in a week. You have a good one. Rum. Laters, Gators.